So since she was taken back into prison, yes, I spoke to her on Tuesday, and she was, I mean, it was probably one of the hardest conversations I'd had. Really, really down and just desperate, having been put back into prison. But in fairness, that was before all this has happened. So she spoke to her parents yesterday morning, and she'd had the first panic attack. And then they got a panicked phone call from one of the other prisoners in tears saying that she'd been taken to the hospital. So we had a sort of a day yesterday scrabbling around trying to work out what had happened and how she was. At the end of the day, she was allowed a family visit briefly. So she was well enough to attend that visit and see Gabriella. So I think it's the fallout of being, after 2 years, finally being home and then that taken away so quickly. We were worried that it would have a nervous effect, and it clearly did.
Do you think what's happened over the last day or so might change anything in her treatment by the Iranian authorities?
Gosh, who knows? I think it's been clear and shocking for the government in the UK. I think it's the ambassador in Iran tweeted to say that there was lots of people caring about her. I think clearly the prison was surprised that she'd been brought back into prison at all. So some of the guards were crying. The head of the prison came to see her and asked what had happened, and had she been misbehaving or anything. In terms of next steps, I think, I obviously need to try and engage with the Iranian authorities and again, see if I can meet them. And we'll be pushing the Foreign Office to try and get to Iran and see what they can do.
And during that weekend, as you say, she was asked whether she was misbehaving. It's quite unusual for someone in that situation to then go back into prison. Often that release is extended. Do we have any idea why she was called back in on the Sunday?
No, we don't. It almost looks like a sort of a cruel power game, doesn't it? It's always 3 days at the beginning. We were expecting it to be extended. Certainly the prison was expecting it to be extended. It felt like even the authorities and the prosecutor who signs it off was expecting it. So the head of the prison said he would go and investigate with the judiciary what had gone on and why the change. And yeah, I don't think we're any clearer to know what's going on. And of course, that means then it's hard to know how to campaign a little, because it's not clear if that was a deliberate sort of 3-day ploy or if it was sort of a fight internally. And if we just sort of hold down, then things might improve.